just going to make a caipirinha here. I've got 3 cachaças, which is a sort of rum-based spirit from Brazil here. I'm going to taste these and write an article about them later on. I'm just going to use this one for the moment called Leblon, which is available in Waitrose really competitively at £22 at the moment. So I'm going to use that. Caipirinha is effectively the national drink of Brazil. They use this white rum-based spirit. It's one of the few cocktails you tend to find made out of cachaça, although you could replace cachaça for any white rum really. But I think on the nose it's sort of it's more tequila on the nose than a basic rum. I mean, I've got some white Bacardi over there, and it smells more like a slightly antiseptic smell, whereas this is much more sort of vegetal, much more of an interesting drink, I think. But the caipirinha is a very simple drink to make. You're going to need a fairly sturdy glass because we're going to use a muddle to crush up some limes, and that can get a little bit aggressive. And you take really as many limes as you want. I tend to take probably 3/4 of a lime chopped into very small pieces because you need to crush it up. You're looking to crush it up and get both the juice but also the oils out of the lime skin as well. And you add sugar to it. Some recipes will say add sugar syrup, and that's fine, and I think it gets you a smoother drink, but I think it's a bit more interesting with granulated sugar. I just use plain old sugar. And sort of to taste really, imagine probably a couple of teaspoonfuls in there. It being crystals as well, this helps break up the limes, I think, and makes for getting the juice and the oils out a bit easier. So you simply crush away here, and probably keep an eye on it and have a look to see that you've crushed every piece. It doesn't matter whether you're crushing the back or the juice, the fruit side, but give it a good crush and you'll see that you're getting a fair amount of juice out of that. Some of the sugar is breaking down. It won't all break down. That's a fact of using granulated sugar rather than sugar syrup. And that's actually something we'll get to when I talk about the taste of this drink. I think it's a bit more interesting if you use granulated sugar. So a decent crush, and actually in a bar, just like with a mojito, you'll see a barman doing this possibly for 2 minutes or so, just to go to get as much as they can out. But I don't think that's really necessary. We're probably there's a sort of law of diminishing returns a little bit there. So sugar, limes, the juice is now largely extracted from those limes, and a decent measure of cachaça. They say use a couple of ounces, and that's all you need because this is all that's in the drink really. It's a relatively short drink. Because after this you just fill up with ice, so it really is a big shot with a bit of flavour to it with the limes and the sugar. So plenty of ice right up to the top. It can be crushed ice or cubed. Apparently, I didn't know this, apparently in Brazil they drink it with cubed ice, not crushed. We tend to drink it in this country in bars with ice that's been crushed up, and then a stir I've got here. It does need a fairly good stir because you've got the lime and the sugar at the bottom there. So a decent stir, hand over the top in my case because I'm drinking it. And now essentially with this, my instinct when it comes to things like straws and cocktails is I tend to, first thing I do at a bar is take the straws out and throw them away. But actually this is a drink that does need straws. I use 2 of these very thin small ones. You could use a larger straw, cut it shorter so it doesn't stick out over the top too far. But these are really essential because of that sugar in the bottom. Actually this one probably in this case is better because the ice is quite solid. When you're drinking it you probably need to give it a good stir and keep it stirring. And one of the good interesting benefits of this, as I said earlier on with the sugar, is the drink tastes different in different places. If you're drinking from the bottom it tends to be quite sweet. If you're drinking from the top it's much stronger, a bit more like a flavoured rum. But actually the trick is to try and keep it moving and to try and drink from, well it depends what you want. If you want it strong you're going to have a sugary hit at the bottom, but actually using the straw gets you right to the bottom and gets a real lime, sugar and a lovely clean and quite strong rum taste coming through as well. It looks like a long drink but it's not. It's easy to start glugging it, but you've got a big shot of rum in there, or cachaça, and 2 many of these and you're going to know about it. So that's a caipirinha.